Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Michael Massey Show, broadcasting from our studios on the beautiful island of Anguilla. Michael is the Director of Entertainment for the Cuisinart Golf Resort and Spa in Anguilla and the owner of Michael Massey Entertainment Agency, which has provided quality entertainment since 1985. To join the show live, call us at 516-418-5590. And now, here's Michael Massey.
Well, hello and welcome to the Michael Massey Live Show. We are broadcasting to you here live from Anguilla, and I am joined today by my brilliant producer and my wife, Blanca Massey. Blanca, how are you, sweetie?
I'm really great. How are you guys doing today?
I think they're doing fantastic. We have just a wonderful guest with us today, and we're so happy to have him with us. Mm-hmm. He is a popular, award-winning, and critically acclaimed entertainer, theatrical historian, a writer, an arts advocate, and publicist. We have the one and only Richard Skipper with us today. Richard, how are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's so nice to be here in Anguilla. I love you guys. I love your show. I have fallen in love with both of you.
Well,
is that legal?
It is mutual.
The feeling's mutual. Yes.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to sit and chat with you guys today.
Oh, well, we're glad to have you with us today. And, you know, it's funny. I want to just let everybody know that we actually met each other just a few weeks ago through a mutual friend. We were actually looking to communicate with Julie Budd, and she gave us your name. And I'm so glad that she did, because now, you know, I feel like we've been friends forever, even though we've just known each other for a few weeks.
It's wonderful.
Well, we have been friends forever. We just didn't know it.
That's true.
Right. I love that. Ooh, metaphysical.
No, well, I think that that's true of most people. I think that if we go through life and we think and we imagine, there's some people that go into a room and they're looking to pick a fight. They're looking for trouble. And then there are others that walk into a room and they're looking to embrace everyone in that room. And I fall into the latter category. Life is too short. The things that we get consumed about, the things that we are upset about on a daily basis, you know, I believe that if everyone went in with that attitude, it would erase 99.9% of the ills and problems that are facing the world today.
Oh, absolutely. But it comes from a position of fearlessness, and you have that. So many people are fearful. It's frightening for them to love others, and you are so effervescent and lovable.
Well, I'll tell you something. It's very interesting because it comes from you know, being around a long time. That helps, you know. Excuse me. And in this business, I'm getting choked up here. In this business, there is such an air of competitiveness from the moment. Most people want to be in this business of show, and they don't realize all that goes with it. Last night, I was watching an old interview with Betty Davis when she was being interviewed by Dick Cavett, and he said, you know, there are many women out there who would love to change places with you. They see you on the red carpet showing up at these premieres and special events, and the cameras are going off, and the people are screaming your name and everything, and that's what they want to be about. And she said that can never be the goal. That is the reward that comes with doing the hard work. And in today's culture, where everything is fast food, you've got these reality-based TV shows where people are competing for a prize, and then they win that prize, and even if they don't win the ultimate prize, they become mini celebrities by the very fact that they are on these shows. That's not real life. That's not the way it is in our business. And if people are out there doing the hard work, all of those other things are going to come along. They will.
Right.
And you cannot let that be the focus of where you want to go.
Right, right. I mean, you're a veteran of this industry, and you have such a vast experience. You know, we're just honored to have you on our show. Well, it's Michael's
thank you.
show.
I'm honored to be here.
No, it's our show. But I'll tell you, I have to admit something to you, Richard, that I don't think I've mentioned to you yet. Blanca will tell you that I have always been a fan of, first of all, I like all genres of music. but there's a special place in my heart for Broadway, the music of Broadway, and going way back to the beginning, just all the old time Broadway and the new Broadway. But I have to admit something. Can you imagine? I've been a performer for many years, been around the world. I've never gotten to see a Broadway show in New York City.
Well, what are you waiting for?
I don't know.
We have to go.
Put that on your bucket
with
list.
Richard.
I'll tell you, I was at the theater on Sunday afternoon. I went to see She Loves Me. For all of your listeners out there, if you are in New York, get your tickets. It's just been extended until July 10th. Laura Benanti she's just so incredible in this show, and it's a musical from 1964, and it still holds up. The show is about uplifting each other. And there was an energy in that audience. You could hear a pin drop. It reminds me of what it used to be like to go to the theater. Someone's trying to call me, but I'm not taking that call, so we'll just keep talking.
Okay, I was wondering that on our end.
Going to the theater, and this will segue into something that I want to talk about, and that's the experience of live entertainment. There is something about sitting in an audience with other people that come from different walks of life, and yet we all experience the same things. Mm-hmm. There are certain things, you may laugh at something that's going to make me cry, and vice versa.
True.
But these are life experiences. And going to a show, whether it be Broadway or off-Broadway or regional theaters around the country, those artists are throwing and putting their hearts and souls into a heightened sense of life. Again, going back to this interview with Betty Davis last night, we somehow have gotten to a point, and I don't know why, and this interview was from 1971, and she's talking about this. And think about where we've come since 1971, where real life is being reflected back on stage and in the theater. I'm sorry, but when I go to the theater and I go to a movie, I want to escape real life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to be taken into a fantasy world. Take me to the Land of Oz. Take me to anything that is not what I am dealing with in my day-to-day reality. Think about what our kids, today's generation, are being exposed to 24/7. The songs, the movies, the shows are reflecting what we're going through in life. No wonder there's so much anger in this world, because that's all that's being fed to these kids. When you think about reality television, for example, every reality show, you can't name one show that is not based about one-upmanship, about putting someone down. Someone's going to get kicked off the island. Someone's going to get fired. Someone is going to be put down on some level. Every comedy on television is no longer about the situation as much as it is about putting each other down. We've got so much violence and so much. This is all that's being fed to our kids 24/7. There are no alternatives. Like, I don't know how old you are, and I'm not asking. I'm 55. I've been around a long time.
You're still a baby.
I have seen this shift. I don't like it.
Oh, I will be happy to admit that I'm right behind you. I'm 50 years old. So
okay.
You're both very,
trust me, you're going to
young.
blink and you're going to be 55.
Well, thank you for that.
We blinked and
It's true. It's true.
Hey, I have to tell you, we have a caller on the line. Let's take a caller real quick, because I don't want to make them wait too long, okay? So,
I'd love to talk to anyone.
Yes, so you are live on Michael Massey Live radio show, and you're speaking with Richard Skipper. Who do we have on the line?
Is this me?
Yeah, it's you.
It's me.
Oh, well, tell Richard I'm the one who's not a redhead, and see if he can guess who that is.
The one who's not a redhead.
Yes, but we're twins.
We are?
Oh, not you and me. The other one has a redhead, and I have blonde hair. Who am I?
I have no idea.
I am Penny Fuller.
Penny Fuller?
Yes,
Oh, my God.
Yes, and Anita Gillette is the one with red hair.
Oh, my God, Penny, I love you.
Michael, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, good. Richard, you tell it.
I will tell them. Penny Fuller, you know, incredible Broadway actress, one of the best actresses around. Applause. So many. How many? I'd spend an hour just going through your credits. Penny Fuller and Anita Gillette have an incredible show called Sin Twisters 2. They are going to be back at the Metropolitan Room here in New York City. What are the dates?
June 3rd and June 9th.
June 3rd and June 9th. Anyone who is listening to this show, get your tickets and get to the theater.
Well, that's very nice. I was just calling to stump you to see who thought I was. I've never called in on a talk show in my life, not even when they're talking politics.
I'm so happy you called
in. First of all, you stumped me because I never would have thought that I would hear from you today. You're one of my favorite people in the world. I love you.
Well, thank you. Why didn't you think you'd hear from me just because I couldn't come to your first thing?
I don't know who's listening and who's not listening, so it's just I'm thrilled that you called in.
Well, this is a great show. I hate to say this, but I've never heard it because I'm always listening to radio.
Well, you have now.
I'm so
glad.
You have now.
Michael?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Have Penny Fuller on your show.
I would absolutely love that.
You will thank me.
Listen, somebody's trying to call me. Should I talk to them? Are you done with me, or should I keep talking to you?
I'm never done with you, but we'll let you go.
We could wait if you want.
I cannot wait to see your show again.
Okay, great. Michael, thank you. It was such fun. Woo.
Okay,
you're so
thanks,
welcome.
Richard. Call in anytime.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Penny.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Wow. Penny Fuller. She was in Applause on Broadway, which, of course, was based on All About Eve. I mean, incredible Broadway actress. And she's done hundreds of movies. She was in All the President's Men. I mean, just an incredible, incredible woman. I cannot believe that she called in.
That's adorable. And the fact that she called in out of the blue and was playing 20 questions with us.
Well, it's nice to know that people read my emails.
I love it. And you know what's
wonderful.
so funny? I got to tell you what's funny. When she first called in and she said she's the redhead, I honestly, I know this is crazy, I thought she sounded like Lucille Ball at first.
Well, no, the funny thing about this is that Anita Gillette is a redhead. And they do this show called Sin Twisters. It's a play on twin sisters. And they don't look anything alike. They are so different in their personalities, and yet because their careers have been parallel, people are constantly confusing the two for each other.
Huh. Wow.
So that's why she said she was the not the redhead. But it threw me. I didn't expect to hear from Penny Fuller.
Richard, when we conclude this show, you'll have to get me in touch with her, and we'll have her on for a show. Definitely,
I'm absolutely going to get her on your show because you'll thank me for this. She
sounds great.
Look her up, Penny Fuller. You know who she is because
Blanca already
you know who she is
right now.
And in the meantime, we have another caller, and we have a caller that's calling from the 216 area code. You were on Michael Massey Live Radio Show, and you're on with Richard Skipper. Who do we have on the line?
Hello, it's Joan Ellison, and I've been listening into your show. I'm a new acquaintance of Richard's, but we've never spoken before. So hello, Richard.
Well, hello there.
Hello, Blanca.
Well,
hello there.
Hello.
I've just been, I'm also a new listener to your show, and I've been listening along and thinking, when Richard said Land of Oz, that might have been my cue to call in, because I'm doing a Judy Garland show soon.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
Now, you're going to be doing your Judy Garland show when?
Well, it's unfortunately the same night as your previous caller, June 3rd. It's at Feinstein's 54 Below, just one night. But if that one's sold out, come to mine. It's my New York debut, and I'm calling from Cleveland, actually. So this is a Midwestern girl making her New York debut. And
now, are you in Chicago?
I'm in Cleveland.
Oh, you're in Cleveland. It used to be Chicago.
216 did?
No, I'm joking.
Oh.
You're adorable.
So So Michael,
Yes.
I'm afraid I Googled you and listened to some of your videos, and I love your very Sinatra-esque singing and your band and everything. I was really right up my alley.
Thank you very much.
And Richard, I did some creeping on you too. I saw a wonderful video of you doing Before the Parade Passes By at 54 Below. I think it was maybe last summer.
That's right. Last summer I did a benefit there, so that was wonderful.
Yeah, you were connecting with the audience so much, and it was just a delight. So,
well, listen, because we're going to be talking in a few. Are you in New York now, or you're in Cleveland?
I'm still in Cleveland right now.
And when will you be arriving in New York?
Well, I'm just coming in the day before, and then we do the rehearsal and the show. So it's going to be a whirlwind trip, but very exciting.
Well, give everyone your name and your web address again, so that people can tune in to you.
Okay, it's Joan Ellison, and it's www.joanellison.com.
Now, I want to tell you, if I can interrupt here, I went to your site as well, and I fell in love with you. I actually sent you a message through Twitter. I don't know if you got it or not, where I sent you some questions. I'd love to do a blog feature on you.
Yes, I did, and I sent it back to you, but maybe you've not checked your email since last night.
Okay. Oh, you sent it last night?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, good. Well, I'm going to be doing a blog feature on you so people will know who you are.
Thank you so much. That is so kind of you.
Thank you.
I know it's a big world out there with a lot of people doing this, and I so appreciate you reaching out to me like that.
Absolutely. Well, we've got to help each other out. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
None of us are an island. We're doing this together.
I was loving your conversation before where you said that you want to go to the theater to escape real life because that's you know, I love just when I go to something and I leave just, you know, singing the songs and happy. That I guess I'm sort of an old-fashioned musical theater girl myself. So
yeah, you want to be uplifted. Sure.
Yeah. So I was loving that part of the conversation. So thank you for bringing that into my life today.
And thank you, Joan. I hope you have a wonderful show at 54 Below. Feinstein's 54 Below, I should say.
That is fabulous.
Yes, it is Feinstein's 54 Below, right? Well, thank you all,
great.
and good luck with all your interesting endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Sounds like you have a lot of really wonderful things going on, all of you. So good luck with all of that.
Well, very best of luck to you, and thank you for calling in. And be sure to stay tuned to our show because we'll have some really fun people on, like Richard. So we're gonna, and maybe one of these days we'll have you on too.
Yes, Joan, we would
wonderful.
love that.
All right, thank you again for calling.
Thank you. Take care. Have a great day.
Bye bye now.
Bye bye.
Bye for now, dear.
That was a sweetie. That was a nice call.
Oh, I like how she said she was a
very nice.
Midwestern girl.
We will take one more call before we go to a break. Let's go to area code 212. You're on the Michael Massey Live Show with Richard Skipper. Who do we have on the line?
Is that me?
That is you.
Oh, hi. It's Gay Marshall on the phone. Hi, Richard. Hi, Michael.
We just had Judy Garland on the phone. Now we've got
Edith
Piaf on the phone.
Oh, wow.
Pia's adorable.
No, Edith Piaf.
Piaf. Okay, I didn't hear that. Edith Piaf. Here we are.
You know, it's funny. Joan and I just friended each other on Facebook. I'm a Cleveland girl, too. I'm from Cleveland.
Why is it in the drinking water that, you know, in Cleveland that they're putting these great artists out? Doing Judy Garland and doing a tribute to Edith Piaf. And tell them about your show. I'm very excited about it.
Well, I'm, you know, kind of obsessed with Edith Piaf and many things French, since I'm married to a fantastic Frenchman. But
oh my goodness, we're gonna have to get some French on the air.
Yeah, maybe a few, maybe. And
oh, cute.
And I just fell in love actually with her life story. Like, in a nutshell, I'd never heard of Piaf, I'd never heard her sing, and I picked up this book by chance. And when I read about this woman and the stories behind the songs and the people who wrote for her, I thought, I've got to know more. And it kind of like changed the course of my career because I ended up going to France instead of hunting for a rep company somewhere. I was really headed to be, you know, straight actress. And it's just been the most wonderful discovery of my life because it's kind of
given me a worldview that I could never have had. And I love the music. All these songs are like little movies, you know. And I try to go against the sort of icon, you know, tragic icon reputation that Piaf has, because I see her as an incredibly fun, creative, intelligent, wild artist. You know, she was an artist, and people sort of kind of put her in a, oh yes, she took drugs and she drank a lot, and you know, they never seem to celebrate her artistry. So that's what I'm about.
You know, it's very interesting that you say that, because Judy Garland has the same issue.
Yes,
let's celebrate their body of, I call it the body of worth.
Yes,
I
know. I saw that on your
page. They brought to the world.
I couldn't agree with you more, because the thing is that when you reduce people to a couple of bad episodes in their lives or periods of time where they were struggling, it's such a shame. You miss out on their miracles, you know? And I just think that, you know, Edith Piaf is, to date, the most famous singer that France has ever produced, which is saying something, you know?
Right, absolutely.
So if she was such a helpless, poor little thing, how could people have stuck with her throughout their entire careers? She launched so many careers, which is I got to tie that into what you do, Richard. You know, you're celebrating all these different artists, which I just think is a beautiful thing, because it's true. We do have to help each other. And it's it's so inspiring to go see somebody's show and to be uplifted by their gifts. And I just think that it's important to not accentuate the negative all the time. Sure, people go through rough times, they make mistakes, but I'm thinking of Piaf now, she was just such an incredible force of nature with a lot of, gifts to give us. So that's what my show's about.
And you're performing
tapping
this
into
weekend.
that genius.
Yeah, I'm performing at the Metropolitan Room with the great Tracy Stark
on
Friday, May 20th at 7 o'clock.
That's wonderful.
Well, I wish that I could be there. Unfortunately, I'm booked on Friday night, but I hope everyone else will go.
Well,
and my
good.
blog tomorrow is about you, so I hope you like what I'm doing about you.
Oh, I think it's so kind of you to reach out to me and offer that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And let me just add, anybody for you and for anybody that's calling or anybody that's listening, if you have a show that you're promoting, feel free to go to michaelmashielive.com and go ahead and email me. I'll promote it on Facebook and Twitter and on our own website as well. So we're in the business of trying to help each other.
Yes.
And,
cool. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
That's great.
So absolutely, email us and we'll promote it, okay?
Okay,
that's
cool.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I will.
Thank you so much for calling
you guys.
in.
Thank
Best
you.
of
This
luck
has been
to
a
you.
lot of
Much
fun.
success with you on Friday night.
Thank you, and you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Have a good one, guys.
Day.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Folks, we are going to take a short break, but I know there's a couple people on hold right now, so I'd like you to just remain on hold. We're going to be back in about a minute and a half, so don't you go away. We are going to be right back.
Hi, friends. This is Michael Maschie, and let me tell you about the Cuisinart Golf Resort and Spa. 98 luxurious suites and villas, an 18-hole Greg Norman designed golf course, the Venus Day Spa, 5 fabulous restaurants, all situated on the most beautiful beach in the Caribbean, Rendezvous Bay. Be sure to check out all of our summer promotions and packages at www.cuisinartresort.com or call to make a reservation, 1-800-943-3210, and tell them Michael Maschie told you to call.
Richard Skipper is returning to the stage after almost a 5-year absence with a brand new show. Richard Skipper, award-winning and critically acclaimed entertainer, theater historian, writer, and publicist, will be celebrating May 25th at the Triad Theater in New York City with an exciting talk variety show format. To commemorate his return, Richard is celebrating May 25th through the years. Who was born on that day, who passed that day, and other world events. We'll be celebrating Carol Demas on the eve of her birthday, along with Frank Oz, Beverly Sills, Kitty Callan, Leslie Uggams, Dixie Carter will be celebrated, as well as the 50th anniversary of the opening of the Broadway show Mame, the beginning of our moon expeditions, and so much more. To celebrate these great artists of the past, Richard will be joined by some of the greatest artists working in cabaret today, such as 2016 MAC Award winner for male vocalist Christopher Lowe, Carol Demas, Wendy Sherrill, Adam Shapiro, Carolyn Montgomery Forat, Leslie Orfino, Daryl Kojak, Gretchen Reinhagen, Carol Skirimbis, and Larry Woodard. And be prepared for a very special mystery guest. This will be an event where you never know who you might see and what might take place. So you don't forget, 8 p.m., May 25th, at the Triad Theater, 158 West 72nd Street here in New York. For more information, call 888-596-1027 to purchase tickets. And you're invited to visit richardskipper.com for future announcements. And you can visit their website at triadnyc.com. That's TRIADNYC.com. Experience the Richard Skipper event. He does it right, does it big, and does it with class. You're listening to Michael Massey Live. If you'd like to join the Michael Massey Live show on the air, call area code 516-418-5590. And now, back to the show.
Hi, folks. It's Michael Massey and Blanca Massey, and we are live on the air with Richard Skipper. Welcome back from the commercial. That sounds like a fantastic show, Richard, on May 25th.
Well, I have to say, you make it sound exciting. I'm excited about it listening to the commercial. I want to thank you and Ed for creating that for me. That's just wonderful.
It really was a blast to actually create it for you. I mean, you have so many wonderful guests, and you're going to be celebrating so many wonderful things that happened on May 25th.
And you're so talented and versatile and effervescent and fun and bubbly, and it was just a joy.
Well, you know, it's very interesting. It's been, although I've made a guest appearance here or I've made an appearance there, and most of my focus over the past 5 years has been on my writing. I do a lot of interviews, both on stage and for my blog. If I can plug my blog, it's richardskipper.blogspot.com. I celebrate artists and their body of worth. And when I decided that I wanted to get back on the stage, I wanted to bring all the elements of everything that I've learned up to this point. And so we're going to have elements of, you go to see a show, and great artists come out, they perform, and the audience gets to know very little about them. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to chat with my guests, we're going to talk about things that happened, and then I got this idea because a lot of my blogs celebrate the day that the blog is being written about and the different things that happen on that day. And I started doing some research, and May 25th, Dixie Carter, as you mentioned, was born on that date. Beverly Sills was born on that date. Frank Oz from the Muppets and, of course, the movie Little Shop of Horrors was born on that date. May 25th, 1961, the year I was born, Kennedy announced on May 25th that within 10 years, man would be walking on the moon.
Wow.
And then there are all these, and then I picked my opening number, which is It's Today from Mame. And Mame was the very first show that I ever did as a kid when I was 13 years old. So I wanted to celebrate that. And then I find out in my research that Mame opened 50 years ago on May 24th, 1966.
Wow.
Very close, yeah.
It works because all the reviews came out on May 25th, 1966.
True, yes.
So, you know, it was like everything started falling into place. And then I started reaching out to the guests that I have on the show. And, again, I'm taking all these elements. I want the audience to have this experience of going to a party. There's going to be a lot happening in the audience. There's going to be a lot happening on stage. You're going to get a chance to see all these artists up close. And I hope that this is an ongoing series. And I have a surprise guest. I won't say who he or she is, but this person is very well known, and I'm so thrilled when they said yes, they would do this.
That's great.
And I practically jumped out of my skin. And, you know, I've spoken to Penny Fuller about doing a future show, her and Anita both. They're excited about that. And so, and you never know who's going to be in the audience. And who knows? I may just pick somebody from the audience and say, come up and do a song.
Oh, I would love that. Oh, my gosh, that would be so wonderful. The randomness of it, just taking someone from the audience and saying,
well, I'm a very in-the-moment person. And so, you know, and if something grabs me, I want it to be spontaneous. I don't want it to feel that it's rehearsed within an inch of our lives. And it's impossible to do that when you've got this many people, and they're all coming from different areas, and we're all coming together for one purpose, and that's to celebrate, and to celebrate life. I want to be and this goes back to what I said at the beginning of the interview. I want to be the antidote to what is out there. TMZ and all of these shows that are celebrating negativity, and I want to go completely in the opposite direction.
Well, I love
that's what audiences will get from this show.
Well, see, because you're classy, so you're doing it, as you say, with class, because it's the truth. TMZ is not classy. They want to.
Yeah, I was at an event the other day.
Baseness.
I was at an event the other day, and if any of the people that were involved in that event are listening, I apologize in advance. But you know, I'm having a great time, and then the last song was so obscene and so vulgar that, first of all, it was not right for the audience. It was not right for who was there. There was a little girl in the audience, and I was cringing at what she was hearing on stage. And it didn't belong in the show that I saw. So I want to put that out there. This is going to be something that the entire family can come to. It's going to be a celebration. There's nothing, there will be no four-letter words on my stage. There will be nothing. You know, it's a family. We used to sit down and watch television. Now, you know, parents are sitting there with a remote control in their hand for fear that they may have to change the channel.
Right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad. I appreciate
each other.
I appreciate that you're doing a show like that, because we definitely do need more shows like that, and I think it's wonderful.
And
we're
that's not to say that there isn't an audience out there for that. I'm not advocating censorship. I'm not saying that at all. There is an audience for that, but know who your audience is. Always. This is advice to every artist listening to this show. Know who your audience is. If you're going to make a guest appearance in someone else's show, be respectful of the people that you've been brought in to perform for.
Yeah.
That is right. You know, we're gonna talk more about the show, but we have a lot of callers on the line. You are one popular guy.
Let's talk.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
Well, we have someone that's calling in from the area code 410. They've been on hold for quite a long time. Welcome to the Michael Massey live radio program. And who do we have on the line?
Did I hear someone say Lucille Ball?
Yeah, I thought that was Lucy on the other line. I don't know.
It's Glenn Charlo.
Hi, Glenn. Glenn, for everyone out there, and Glenn is my designer. He's also someone that I think you would like to have on your show, because Glenn has the distinction of having the largest Lucille Ball collection on the East Coast. I mean, he's got his entire home is a museum to Lucille Ball.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's right.
Wow.
I literally love Lucy. We all love Lucy.
Absolutely.
I have everything and anything you could imagine.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. One of my old producers was Danny Kahn from the Lucille Ball Show. And
he was the film editor.
Yes.
Do you have original pieces from the set?
The only original pieces I have are plates and dishes are original from the set. There are people out there who have more of that stuff, and I also have some original clothing and shoes that were Lucy's.
Oh wow!
Wow!
I have a mannequin set up in my home that has a gown.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah, it's an aqua chiffon caftan that Lucy wore with big feather boa sleeves. And she's worn that on several of her shows. She wore it on with Bob Hope on a Bob Hope special Christmas special. And I think it's in one of those specials with, it's the special she did with Art Carney. I can't think of the name at the moment, but she has several of these in different colors.
That's very interesting. My goodness.
Everything displayed all over my home.
Wow.
Well, that's the way to do it. Definitely.
Yeah.
You want to make sure everybody sees that. I wouldn't hide that at all.
Well, I know you talk with Richard probably quite often, but did you have a question for him?
Well, not really. Just wanted to wish him luck on his show next week.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, I know everything about Richard that he wouldn't want me to ask about.
Well,
then maybe we should be
Michael,
asking you.
why don't either you or Blanca ask Glenn a question about me? Because this will give the audience perspective. Because Glenn is probably my oldest friend in New York. He's been my designer. Glenn was the first person who advised me when the entire internet age was beginning. He said, you should have a website. So Glenn designed, and he's designed every incarnation of my website. He's designed postcards and flyers and everything for every show that I've done over the last 25-plus years, maybe even longer. I think maybe 25, at least 26 years that he's been doing all of that. So ask him a question, and maybe you'll get a perspective that I can't give you.
Okay. That sounds good. Well, I got to ask you, Glenn, did you know Richard when he was a little boy?
No. I moved to New York in 1983. So we met shortly after that sometime.
And what kind of a guy was Richard then?
Well, he was Richard was always a very nice, easygoing friend.
Yes.
Always told you what, he spoke the truth. Richard speaks the truth. And, he doesn't spare anyone's feelings sometimes, but he speaks the truth. And he's very honest, easygoing guy. And that's the best thing that I can say about Rich. I mean, I can't say anything bad about him. I mean, I wouldn't have stayed friends with him this long if he wasn't.
Hey, that's a fantastic reputation right there.
That's very nice to hear that. Thank you, Glenn. That means a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, lifelong friend is very, very important.
So I'm afraid I don't have anything to promote on my own, but I do have a Lucy show that I have on hand that I could do at any time. As soon as I pull it all together again, I could be doing it. But it's an hour-long cabaret show on Lucy and the life of Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz and the I Love Lucy shows, where I sing a whole bunch of stuff from, I sing stuff anywhere from stuff that was done on the show. I do a tribute to Wildcat, her one and only Broadway show, and I sing a tribute to Mame as well.
Did you say you do songs from the television broadcast as well, or no?
Yes. Things that you might hear Ricky Ricardo singing. I don't
like
do
Cuban
Babalu.
Pete.
I'm not
Cuban Pete.
I do Cuban Pete. Yes, I do Cuban Pete. I do. What else do I do? I'll See You in CUBA.
Oh, okay.
And in Acapulco.
So you guys should do a show one day talking all about Lucy.
That's what we are going to do, because I love Lucy. And we thank you so much for calling in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Glenn. You're so sweet.
Sure,
thank you, Glenn. Try on one of those Lucy dresses.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
And once again, for those people listening, for those people on hold, if you want to hear this show after we're done broadcasting our live show, just go to michaelmashylive.com and you'll be able to listen to the show whenever you want, for as long as you want. So it's all archived there. But Richard, we have a lot of calls. Let's go right through them right here.
Let's get to them.
Yeah. We're going to go to area code 317. You're on the Michael Massey Live Show with Richard Skipper. Who do we have on the line?
Oh, well, it may be 317, but I live in New York, and I have the honor to be one of the performers in Richard Skipper Celebrates on May 25th.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yay.
And
hi, everybody. Hi, Richard. This is
Hello.
I've been having such fun listening.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Is this Adam?
It is, yes. I'm sorry.
Adam! Oh, my God, Adam
Shapiro.
Adam Adam Shapiro, I'm going to talk about you for a moment. Adam is a phenomenal entertainer. I have never seen him on stage where I didn't love what he was doing. He was one of the first people that I actually asked to do this show. He also was in the HBO television movie, The Normal Heart, and just an incredible artist. And tell them a little bit about what you're going to be doing in the show.
I will, and then I have a comment to make. In the show, I am a huge lifetime fan of the Muppets, and one of the celebrity birthdays that occurred on May 25th was Frank Oz.
Yes.
Who, of course, was one of the quintessential, Jim Henson Muppeteers. He was he created Fozzie Bear. He was the voice of Miss Piggy. He was Yoda in Star Wars.
Right.
He was the voice of Yoda. And he also directed, this is a very abridged version of his life, but he also directed the film of Little Shop of Horrors. When they made the film adaptation of the musical, he directed the film.
Oh, one of my co-stars was on Little Shop of Horrors, Tisha Campbell. She was one of those three singers. Yes,
she was one of the street. Oh my God, they were.
Yes.
I wanted to be them when I was watching that movie.
I think all of us
when
did.
I was
we
younger. I think there's even a video somewhere in the dregs of my parents' basement of me singing and dancing to the title song.
Can you bring it? I'd love to show it to the audience.
Oh, yeah. Richard, I love you, but that will never see the light of day.
I would love to have that in the show.
I wouldn't even know where to look. Truly. But so I'll be doing a little tribute to Frank Oz as one of my numbers, and then I'm going to keep one of them a surprise. Suffice it to say, it will pay tribute to an event in television that happened on May 25th.
Okay.
We're going to keep that.
I know what it is, but I won't say.
Yes, you know what it is, but we're going to keep it a surprise.
That sounds fantastic.
It does.
And I have to tell you, in doing the commercial for you, Richard, I had to do some research and was watching some videos. And Adam, I saw some videos of you. You're fantastic.
Thank you.
You really are. I saw
amazing.
quite a few videos.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I was very impressed. You're very good.
Well, thank you very much. It's interesting. I was listening to what you were saying earlier about wanting to go to the theater to escape, and it's interesting. I agree with you. But one of the things I love about theater and live performing is that it has so many functions. Because if you look at, for example, Richard, you mentioned The Normal Heart. That was certainly not meant as an escape. It was meant to
shed light on that very
to shed light on it.
History.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. Absolutely.
It's so interesting. That's what I love about live theater, especially, is that it has so many functions to entertain, to inform, to make you think, to make you laugh, to make you cry. It's just that's why there's nothing like live performance in live theater.
Absolutely.
A roller coaster of emotions, and I love that.
Yeah, no retakes. Okay. It's all live. It's all up there, right then and there before your eyes. That's why I love it.
And I want to mention that Adam is also going to be performing with another incredible entertainer named Wendy Sherrill, and they're going to do Suddenly Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, I love that song.
Yes.
Great.
I'm very excited. I just saw Wendy's show last week or the week before?
Yes. Yeah.
The week before.
And she does a show called What Do You Do All Day? And it's a really great show.
That's cute.
I hope that she's going to bring it back soon.
I do too. It was a lot of fun, and I'm very excited to sing with her in the show.
Adam, thank you so much for calling in, and have a great show on May 25th.
Thank you so much, and I just want your listeners to know that they can find out more about me at adamshapiro.net.
Great. And I will see you at rehearsal on Friday.
Yes, I'll see you on Friday.
Great.
That sounds great.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, lovely. What a sweetheart.
That's great. Okay,
bye for now, Adam.
We are running low on time, but we've got some more callers, Richard. Okay, you want to take some more calls?
Okay, let's keep them moving. Let's keep
them moving. I agree. We're going to go quickly, callers. So we have area code 954. You're on the Michael Massey Live Show with Richard Skipper. Who do we have on the air?
Chris Ator.
Chris Ator?
Hello,
now, this
Michael.
happens to be a good friend of mine, and Blanca's from Florida, fantastic singer and piano player, and he goes way back, Richard. Tell him about you, Chris.
Hi, Richard. How are you? It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well. Thank you for calling in.
This show is right up my alley. I am an old Broadway buff. I've been on television on Channel 4 on the Hard Art Children's Hour for when I was a little kid. And I have New York in my blood, but yet I live in Florida. I go up to New York at least once or twice a month to see a show. I fly up for the day. I get really, really good rates. I want to encourage Michael and Blanca to please get to a Broadway show, because once you walk out of a Broadway show, you'll be a different person.
Well, fly to New York on the 25th. We'd love to see you.
I'm going to be in New York on the 25th. I'm going to be doing season 52 in Garden City. But then I spend the day in New York.
Chris, you gotta cancel that gig, and you gotta go to Richard's show.
Go to Richard's show.
I would love to see Richard's show. I just saw She Loves Me at Studio 54. Now, I haven't been to Studio 54 since 1979.
No, I saw it on Sunday, as I said earlier. Just incredible production.
Oh, God, I got chills. I was sitting up in the balcony. I love Jane Krakowski, and I love Laura. Laura's got the most incredible voice. I just tell you, when I go to New York to see a Broadway show for the day, I come back to Florida exuberating.
Well, please send me an email, richard@richardskipper.com, and, let me know when you're going to be in New York. Maybe we'll have a cup of coffee or see a show together or something.
I am going to be in New York May 25th, June 8th, and June 16th.
Okay, wonderful.
Send him an email, and you guys will get together. That sounds awesome. I can't wait to get up to New York. We have to go, sweetheart. We got to get up to New York.
And now we're making our summer plans. We're going to be there.
I'm enjoying
Chris,
the show very much, Michael.
I thank you so much. I don't mean to cut you off, but we got to get through some calls, and I really appreciate you calling into the show today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, my friend.
Bye-bye.
Ciao for now. All right, let's go to another caller. We are going to, I don't even know what area code this is. Who is on the line with us here on the Michael Massey Live Show with Richard Skipper?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Who is it?
Hello. Oh, hello.
Welcome.
I'd like to say, Blanca?
Yes.
I'd like to say hello. There's a little delay. I'd like to say hello to Richard. It's lovely listening. It's Sherry Pine.
Oh, hello, Sherry. Another incredible entertainer. I've got to have you in one of my shows, Sherry.
Hello, Sherry.
I love the part about Beverly Sills, and I wanted to ask you, Richard, and I'm sure you know this because you're just full of all kinds of trivia and information as a historian. And did you know that Beverly Sills had a daughter who was completely deaf, who never heard her mother sing?
I did know that.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to mention that originally we were going to have Anna Bergman in the show, who has a phenomenal singing voice, and she was going to do a few songs from operas that Beverly had performed. But unfortunately, due to a scheduling conflict, she had to drop out. But Carol Scarambas is in the show, who is a phenomenal entertainer, and she worked with Beverly Sills. So she's got some great stories that we're going to be sharing with the audience as well. So I hope, Sherry, if you're available next Wednesday night, that you can join us.
I am hoping to. I'm marking it on my calendar.
Thank you.
Oh, that's
have some
wonderful.
music, because I may bring you up to do a number.
Ooh, have your music prepared.
Oh, that sounds great. Thank you so much for calling the show.
Great show.
Carol.
Have a wonderful day. All right.
Bye.
All right. We have another caller here, Richard. Area code 914. You're on the Michael Massey Live Show with Richard Skipper. Who do we have on the line?
It's Carol Demas. Hi. Hi, Richard.
Sorry, I read that.
Happy early birthday.
Well, Richard, you are very sweet to be fussing about my birthday. And, I think the older we get, the more we value our years. And you know that I don't really have any problem about confessing that I've been here a long time. I'll be 76.
I have to say, let me just tell your listeners out there, Carol is the original Sandy from the original production of Grease on Broadway, as well as so many other wonderful things. She did the Magic Garden here with Paula here in New York, and she has a phenomenal career. We could do a whole evening of her, but we are going to be Carol and I were having dinner back, I guess, in December. And I mentioned to her, and I said, and somehow her birthday came up. And I was already planning on doing this show on the 25th. And I said, I would love for you to be in the show. And Carol, because she's the busiest woman in show business, is going to be doing Tudor City Greens, which is a wonderful concert series, earlier that evening, jumping in a cab and coming and doing our show. So
oh my goodness.
I am thrilled that she's doing this.
Well, I don't even remember discussing my birthday, but I think we were sort of talking about getting older, and I was, teetering on the brink of deciding, do I talk about age? Or, because, my voice teacher's wife, Ethel Knight, was a lovely woman from an era when a woman never revealed her age. And I thought, oh, what the heck, we earned every one of these years, especially with
Say it loud
today.
and proud.
Right. So my birthday is actually on the 26th of May. But if this show goes long enough, it'll happen before we all get off the
No, it's going to be 90 minutes. I'm going to keep it moving, and
I know you will, Richard.
Because
so
we got
I'll
a
be
big
76.
celebration when the show is over. Come and have some cake.
Oh, good. I'll be 76 the next day. But that's not the only thing I'm celebrating. I would like to say that I feel very lucky that I'll be singing 3 songs Richard asked me to sing, which are all beautiful, all really special to me, and all by writers I so deeply admire, and they are all still living. Stephen Schwartz. I will be singing Meadowlark, which is, the great song from The Baker's Wife. I introduced it in California in the first production when I played the title role. And that was when I was 36 years old, and I'm still singing it, back in the 70s. And I will be singing Tom Jones and Harvey Schmidt's Try to Remember. And this month is the 56th year of the Fantastics, this being May.
Wow.
And so I think that would be, I was glad he asked me, and that would be such a nice thing to be able to do. And we have a young writing team, Sam Carner and Derek Greger, who are doing amazing things and have won a number of awards and done some off-Broadway shows of their own. And I will be singing a song of theirs, which is the song that brought me to them because it knocked me out so much when I heard it, and now we're friends, called Advice to a Young Firefly. It's a kind of a leap of faith song. And I'm thrilled to be able to bring these to Richard's show and to be there with him. You can't do better than to be Richard Skipper's friend. It's a gift, and it means
so much. Thank you so much.
He just has so much. He's so full of love and so full of positive energy. And in these days, when politically it seems like all we hear is about how bad everything is and how we have to fix it, if you really think about it, a lot of things are not so bad. A lot of things are good. I'm not a Pollyanna about this, but we live in a great country in a time that may be full of troubles, but times are always full of trouble.
That's true. Amen.
And there's still so much good and so much charity, so much caring and energy and people trying to make things better. We should be thinking in terms of thinking positive.
Well, I can't wait to see you next week. It's going to be a great night.
Yeah.
Thank you. And also, I just wanted to say that sometimes, you do something in your life, you don't even know what the life of it will be. And the Magic Garden television program went on in 1972. I was shooting it at the same time that I was doing Sandy. And we still have so many fans. And WPIX television in New York, Channel 11, started something new on their Facebook archive page, which is different from their other page. And on that page, they do some celebrating, which is about the shows that ran that were popular for so long on their station. And so they have put in clips called Magic Garden Moments, and Paula and I selected them and did new openings for them, little
that's great.
talk-ins to them that are cute and fun. And then they decided that because there were still people waiting to hear their names after we sing the hello song, which is what we did every day on the show. We meet people on the street, it's 40 years, and they're still waiting for us to say hello.
Wow.
So they had a Hello Song contest, and they chose 11 winners for Channel 11. And we went to the station a week ago, and we sang the Hello Song 11 times. And said hello to one winner after each one. And they're putting all of those little hellos on this archive page as well. So if you're a Magic Garden fan or wonder what it's all about, you might have fun going there and checking it out.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Richard, for what you're doing.
I'll see you next week. I can't wait.
Soon. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Carol, thank you for calling.
Carol, it was an honor to have you on the show. Thank you for
calling
in.
It was an honor to be here.
Yeah,
thank you very much
for your future show. She's just the best.
Absolutely. I can't wait to go over there and you can see it.
All right, we are going to go to one more caller, Richard. And let's see, this is probably the last call that we're going to be able to take. Let's see.
I'm having so much fun.
Well, let's see. And you know what's so funny? It's not allowing me to get to the last call. Well, in the meantime, while we're trying to wait, and this person's been on hold for quite a while, we're trying to get to you at area code 843. So we'll
that's South Carolina. That must be my sister.
Oh my gosh, we got.
If it is, you know what? If it is, I will personally call her back.
I gotta ask her some questions.
Let's see.
843 is in South Carolina, where I'm from. Yes, wow.
Oh my goodness! What part of South Carolina are you from?
I grew up in a small town called Conway. We'll have to do another show sometime. But I grew up in a small town just outside of Myrtle Beach. Conway is considered the gateway to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I grew up in a very idyllic world. I grew up alternating between growing up on a tobacco farm in South Carolina, true story, and working at Grand Strand Amusement Park in Myrtle Beach in the summers. So it was quite a world that I lived in.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to be on the air. We're going to call that number right now. So let's see if you think it's your sister, right?
It may be my sister.
Let's see. If it's
not her, it's at least a family member. I'm convinced.
We're going to try it one more time. Let's see if it goes through. For some reason, it's not. Yeah, the call's failing. I don't know why. Bear with me 1 second, folks. This is live radio. Hold on a second. We're trying.
Well, we love this.
Yeah,
let's see.
We really, really enjoy it.
It says it.
But I'll tell you a very interesting story while you're still trying to get them on the air.
Go ahead.
When I was 13 years old, I was reading a book about, today we call it creative visualization. And in the book, I remember reading, it says, set your mind on a goal and go after it like a homing pigeon. So I closed the book, and I announced to my family that 5 years from that day, I would move to New York. And I did. I came to New York on August 5th, 1979. I had $500 in my pocket. I did not know anyone in New York. I had never flown in my life. I had never been I had slept in another bed other than my own bed and staying at my grandparents' house. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know anything. I did that when I was 18 years old. And to this day, I still cannot believe that I did it.
You know what? You have such bravery. That's what happens, that bravery at that age to take those challenges and those risks.
And this August 5th, will be 37 years ago that took place. So that's where I say you blink, and it still feels like it was yesterday that I stepped off the plane in New York City.
Wow.
Let's see. I think we may have that caller now. Let's see. Area code 843. I think we have you on the air, correct?
Yes, you do.
Yay!
Oh, it's my sister.
I'm so glad.
Hello, welcome, sister.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
So now
there,
you can ask her all the questions you want to ask about my childhood.
There you go.
I've been on hold for like 45 minutes.
I'm so sorry.
Oh
my gosh. Oh my goodness. I've been dying to talk to you. What kind of a little boy was Richard Skipper? He is such an adorable man, and I just love him. And what kind of a little boy was he?
Oh, he was very talented. He actually, we knew at a very early age that he wanted to be a performer. We had to watch what he wanted to watch on TV. When he would go to the library and bring home books of actresses and actors, and I mean, we knew a long time ago that he was going to be very successful. Very proud of him.
Oh, that's
my goodness! I love your accent. How adorable!
Thank you.
I worked to get rid of that accent. I used to have it too.
You don't have that accent, Richard.
No, I worked hard to get rid of it.
So you're still still in South Carolina, right? You're in Myrtle Beach?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I live in actually a small town, Aner. We're about 35 minutes from Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
We're on vacation this week, so we are staying at the beach.
Okay.
But we're not too far from Myrtle Beach.
So do you get up to New York a lot to see your brother?
Not as much as I would love to.
Yeah.
I have been able to get up there quite a bit, and I've been able to see some of his performances, and he came home and did a performance at our little hometown theater, the Public, but not as much as I would like to. I mean, it's just very difficult to make it up there. I had some health issues a couple of years ago, so it's been kind of set me back a little bit, but I look forward to going up there hopefully sometime next year. That's our plan.
Well, that would be great.
Now, are you Richard's younger sister, older sister?
I'm the baby. He's
You're
much
the
older
baby.
than I am. He's about 70.
She's lying. No, my sister and I are what they refer to as Irish twins. Do you know what that means?
Oh, like what? Like 9 months apart?
No, my sister and I are 13 months apart in age.
Yeah. Okay,
so we
I had a
grew
few of
up
those
together.
too, yeah.
And we have two younger brothers. I'm the oldest of four. In addition to Debbie, we have two brothers, Emery and John. And so they're just the four of us and our parents.
How adorable, though. Yeah, you have that first child leadership, personality. It's not surprising to me that you want to forge forward and that you left at 18. That's just, in my opinion, a hallmark of it. It's like, okay, I want to leave. And
my sister can tell you that's a true story.
Yeah, he's definitely a leader.
Yes. But you lead with such poise and such friendliness. It's just, you're so likable, really.
Well, I try. God knows I do. Well, Carol Channing once said to me, I'm going to drop a name. Carol is a good friend. And Carol once said to me, she said, for every person who likes you, there are an equal number who don't. And the sooner you realize that, the easier it is to get through life. Our grandmother, who was the most, we're talking about our dad's mom, was the most lovable, wonderful person in the world. She loved holidays. Every holiday was a big event with my grandmother. And my grandmother used to tell me when I was a kid, and I would say, because, I was a bullied kid. When you are not following the norm, you are that kid that's bullied and picked on and everything. But my grandmother used to say to me, what people think of you is none of your business. Do great work. And just know that you're doing great work. When I put my head down on my pillow each night, I know that I've done the best I can. And I know I'm going to sound like Pollyanna when I say this, but my philosophy, which will go on my tombstone, is if I've offended one person, I've offended one person too many. And there are people that go through life and they don't care about offending people. If they've got an opinion, their opinion, is going to be heard, and they don't care about how it affects other people. Everybody operates out of fear and a lack of knowledge, 9 times out of 10. And educate yourself. Learn what the issues are. When someone says that any of our political leaders have a certain stand on a certain issue, unless I've heard them verbally say it, I go, where is your proof?
Right.
Because everything, with the internet and Facebook and Twitter and all of, everyone has an opinion now. And everybody wants their opinion to be heard. And everyone has a platform. And everyone's putting information out there. And a lot of times people will write negative things about other people and think that person will never see it, that person, if that person is in a position of being a celebrity or something, that they don't feel it. But we all feel it. Why put something negative into the world?
Yeah. I think you and I think exactly alike. I don't like when someone's upset with me in any way. I do not like to offend at all. And I'm not happy unless I know that people are, when people feel good. I think that's a trait of an entertainer too.
Performer.
That we know that we're doing our job when there's smiles on their faces and people are happy and they leave feeling better. That's our job.
If someone is upset by something that I've said or something, I obsess over that. I can't,
me too.
It's like I'm thinking, And I know a lot of times they may be thinking, well, it doesn't really matter. But to me, the fact that if I've said or hurt someone, I try to be as careful as I possibly can. There are certain things that, I'll have a knee-jerk reaction that I feel that I want to respond to. But I will, if I am going to write something, an email or something to someone, and it's something that I have a very definite opinion about, I will run it by 3 people before I send it. And by the time I get to the third person, I've either realized that it's silly and it doesn't matter, or, it's just not, or it's something that does need to be said. And it only needs to be said when it's gone through what I call my channel to get to that person.
Right.
And I do that with anything that I have such a strong opinion about, something that needs to be said. As I said earlier, over the weekend when I saw this showcase and this final song, part of me wanted to reach out to the person who put this event together and say, how could you even think to put something like this on stage? But in the scheme of things, it's past, it's gone. Why bring any more energy to that? It happened. It was a moment that is fleeting, and let's move on to what's next.
Right. I agree with you.
But we really do appreciate, when you speak about how your show is clean, no 4-letter words, that people don't have to feel that anxiety about what to share with their children. I really appreciate that, because that's, in my opinion, extremely responsible artistry. And that's where I feel that a lot of artists perhaps don't have that same type of, is that a work ethic, or that belief system of making sure that it's appropriate to share with your family. My fondest memory.
I know that we're running low on time, but I want to share, very quickly, a very quick anecdote. I had a great mentor when I was growing up in South Carolina. Her name was Florence Epps, and she had a little playhouse in her backyard, and I used to go. I took elocution lessons with her. I worked to get rid of that accent that my sister still has, but I would go to Miss Epps' home, and we would study the classics, and we would talk about these great artists who had played these roles and everything. And we would have a class, a lesson, and she would throw out a name like Helen Hayes, for example. And she would say, now, Ricky, I was Ricky growing up in South Carolina. She said, now, Ricky,
I love it.
Name 3 things that Helen Hayes is known for. And if I could not name 3 things, she would say, our lesson is over for now. I will see you next week. And when you come back, I want you to tell me 3 things that she is known for. And these were not in the days of Google or anything like that. So I would leave. I'd go to the library, as my sister said. I would go through the index of as many books as possible.
Dewey Decimal System?
Yes, the Dewey Decimal System.
Yes.
And I would look up these things in the index, and I would come back the next week, and I would be so proud of myself that I would be able to get 3 things about Helen Hayes. And she did that constantly, and she taught me. She said, every time you walk on stage, and every time, and I'll share this with both of you, every time the 2 of you sit down to do your radio program or to do the great work that you both do on stage, every time you do that, you are carrying with you the mantle of every great artist that preceded you to get you to the point where you are now. And it really behooves each of us to respect the legacy that these people created for us and to carry that on. And unfortunately, we live in a culture where you've got an entire generation of kids who don't know who Helen Hayes is. And nor does it matter to them. I mean, even kids that are in the theater don't realize that she still has the moniker of being the first lady of the American theater. And they have no idea who she is. We have the Helen Hayes Theater in New York City. I live just below Nyack, where Helen Hayes lived. And there are no monuments or anything to her in Nyack. The Helen Hayes Theater on Broadway is in grave danger because the theater has been bought by other hands of having the name taken off the theater.
Oh, no.
So that it will no longer be the Helen Hayes Theater. And then there'll be a whole new generation who will know, she's an artifact. She's something.
Absolutely.
She's a dinosaur. She's not known. And we really need to respect who these people are. I say it's bridging the past with the present. And we need to celebrate these people because they will be forgotten if we don't celebrate them.
Right.
You are right.
Mm-hmm.
And we are. I'm so sorry that we're running out of time. The time flew while we were here.
Oh my gosh, we have to have another show.
Oh my God, I loved this.
This was really great. We'll have to have a second edition. And your sister's still on the line, and I'm so glad that we were able to get through to you, because I would have really been upset if you didn't get through to be able to call, because you were on hold for a long time. Thanks for calling again.
She answered my questions.
Thank you so much for calling me back. I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you.
It was wonderful meeting you.
All right.
Thank you. I
didn't mean to. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. But Richard, we are out of time. But did you?
Thank you so
actually,
much. I hope that everyone will come to the Triad next Wednesday night. Let me know what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show, what you would like to see for future shows. I want to, just to leave the audience with this last thought, I want to celebrate these artists whose birthdays of these people that have passed on. I want to celebrate the artist that will be sharing in this exciting evening with me, and I also want to celebrate each and every person that has taken time out of their busy lives to spend 90 minutes with us. I guarantee you it's going to be a celebration.
Absolutely. That's May 25th at the Triad Theater. That's you can go to your website, correct, to get tickets?
That's correct.
Okay, so that's
right.
RichardSkipper.com. Or is Triad also as well? Triad NYC?
TriadNYC.com.
Okay, to buy tickets. Richard, thank you so much for being on the show,
and
hopefully
we'll
do this again very soon.
I hope so. Thank you.
I love you, Richard.
I love you.
Now,
your family.
Thank you
we got
so
to figure
much.
out we have to figure out how we'll get to New York, and then we also have to figure out how to get you here to
Anguilla.
Yes, I would love to do that.
Yeah, well, that's when you need some downtime to relax and have some good food and good friends. That'll be
I would
another
really
fun.
love that.
A nice cocktail beachside. That's
There
how
you
we
go.
do
Sounds
it here.
good.
Richard, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, and you do the same.
We'll be in touch.
Goodbye.
All right, bye-bye. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. Blanca, thank you for a fantastic show.
You know what, sweetheart? It's really my pleasure, and thank you for inviting me to speak on the show. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, anytime. And, for those of you out there that are still listening, and just remember, you can always go to michaelmasheylive.com and hear this show over and over again, or you can share it with your friends. And look at the show episode as well. The episode info will have all of the information you need to be able to buy tickets to go to Richard's show on May 25th. Richard Skipper Celebrates. Well, that's all, folks. This is Michael Massey Live, and we shall see you on the next episode.
I love that guy.
He's a wonderful guy.
I love him.
You've been listening to The Michael Massey Show. If you'd like to promote your business or upcoming event, contact the show at info@michaelmasheylive.com. Go to www.michaelmasheylive.com to follow the show and receive email notifications when we're going live with future shows. Share this website on Facebook, Twitter, and email. You can follow Michael on Twitter at Mike and Anguilla, or on Facebook at Michael Massey Live. Join us for our next broadcast. Ciao for now.